everybody, MechFrog here. Today we're going to look at a couple of different products. The first being these fluorescent Scale75 paints. We're going to use a couple of them today. The project that I'm going to be working on is one of the models from Piper Makes, which runs a Patreon that creates some really awesome mecha type models that are incredibly detailed and interesting. And this month's model is incredibly cool because it has tons and tons of parts. As you can see here, this is just a small collection of the possibilities for January's release of a model. And you can customize it in a wide variety of different ways. So after I got those all printed out on my Elegoo Saturn, I went ahead and got it primed with black. And then over the top of it, hit it with a zenithal of a bright titanium white from Pro Acryl. This is my go-to for white. If you've listened at all to my channel or been on my live streams, you know I'm a big fan of the Pro Acryl white because you're going to get one or maybe two layers for the coverage you need, and sure enough, that was plenty on this model. Next is actually putting these fluorescent colors to work. So I picked the orange neon just to see if orange will work. Orange can be kind of a temperamental color to work with when painting models, so I wanted to go big in this case. Took 5 coats before I was really comfortable with the color being rich enough, but once it was there, it was nice and bold, and I was looking forward to seeing it under the light. For the underside, coming in from the opposite direction is electric blue, so picked that to go with kind of a keep with the shade of the zenithal, just with the dark blue color.
Approximately 10 hours later.
And as you can see there, the model looks nice and bright. The colors are quite bold. By the time you get those layers built up, it looks pretty awesome. So from that point on, I needed to do some detail work. So in this case, started with dry brushing, just a little bit of the neon orange mixed with a tiny bit of white to make it a little bit brighter. And so I went in and hit all the edges, made it a little bit more aged, made it look a little bit more real when you get that dry brush on there. And then went in for some of the detail work using red on the missiles, nice bright red Mephiston for the missile tips. And then the other prominent feature on the mech is the lenses. And so I went in with the green for the large lens, made sure I hit it with the detail to give it that kind of 3D glass lens look. So first with the deeper green, and then lightened it up with white, and then worked up to just a little point of white dot at the end. The next part with the main lens, I went with purple, in this case starting with the Citadel Xeris purple. Coloring in the lens, being careful not to hit outside of it. And then repeating the process I did for the previous lens, where you lighten the color with a little bit of white or another color that works, and up to the white dot. Next is to fill in some of the details with the technical Tesseract Glow from Citadel. Does a good job in this case when I know when it goes under that UV light, it's not going to glow. I've tried that out before. So in this case, it's almost like the opposite. I'm going to be darkening these recesses, so under the light they're going to be nice and dark. Well, the skin should hopefully be nice and bright. Finally, here we are with the finished product. Again, I wanted to keep it rather simple because the focus is on the orange armor. And when I hit it with the light here momentarily, we'll see how it turns out. There we go. And the video doesn't really do it justice, but it's a very intense, bright orange to the point where when I first showed it to my children, they recoiled and said, "Oh, it's too bright," and my wife as well. So very, very intense orange. I was really impressed by the intensity of it, and the blue, even though the blue is a little bit more subtle in its glow, it was still quite intense. So far I'm pretty impressed with the Scale75 fluorescent colors, the blue and the orange. Looking forward to using some of the others real soon. So with that, I'll wrap things up. If you like the video, you want to see other cool stuff like this, make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you later. Take care, be awesome, make the world a slightly better place today and tomorrow.